Welcome, hockey fans, to another exciting night of Eastern Washington University Eagles hockey. My name is Gary Allen. Tyler Pisani, the play-by-play guy, he's over in Seattle with his kid playing in a hockey tournament, so I will solo again. Did that last night, but hopefully Tyler joins us when they come back after break. Starting lineup for Eastern, we'll have Gerald Jelinek. Sean Smith is going to center it for him. Jeff Leonoff is out there. Mac Tierney is out there, as is Joel Lusk. In net tonight, we have Riley Anderson. And for WSU Cougars, we got Alexi Kuhl, who played outstanding last night for the Cougars, who won 5-3 after being down 3-1 in the third period. They came storming back, got 4 goals to take the victory from Eastern. Hopefully Eastern gets back on track, which they did quite a bit yesterday. They had control of the game for about 2.5 periods, and they were playing anticipatory hockey, which was working well. Then they started to think about what they were going to do, and that's what caught them in trouble. But we'll see what they do tonight. Chalvonen, he wins the draw for the Cougars, pushed in by Carlton. WSU has a puck behind the net, but lost the skate blade. Tierney is in there battling, as is Leonoff, and Eastern breaks out. Gerald Jelinek comes down, who had an outstanding game last night for EWU, as did Dawson Bunch. Just to name a couple, Sean Smith had a strong game last night. So did Jordan Russell. They had some really bright spots last night. They just kind of went in that lull in that third period, and it caught them. WSU puts the puck in at the Eastern end. Leonoff has it. He kicks it up. That looked like it went to Lusk, who trailed off his stick. WSU picked it up, and Mac Tierney, he gets it. He brings it out of the zone, kicked it up to Carson Kendall, who just dumped it in behind WSU's net. He has looking for an Eagle line mate, wasn't there, but McGowan comes in, pushes it farther in. Jacob Nickus, she almost had a point-blank shot, rolled off his stick, and Liam McGowan just blew up a WSU Cougar. He had his head down, and McGowan did a great job of taking the body on him. Here's Dom DeDurkis. He kicks the puck up. That's to Kendall. He brings it in. He's got Jacob Nickus, who tried to tip it in, but Cool's there to smother it. Zetterquist had it. He just dumped it in for a line change for EWU. Here comes the Cougars. They do a 3-person line change. Puck comes out in neutral zone. Intercepted by the Eagles. Sterling Meyer, who had an outstanding game. Of course, he plays that way every game, but he was stout last night. He dumps it in. Puck rolls out of the Cougars' end. Corrala Eli Nickish, another player that played strong last night for the Eagles. He gets it. Jordan Russell has the puck. He kicks it over to Keegan Clark. Up to Myers. Myers brings it in, takes a quick shot. And Cool smothered it up. He had a little trouble with the glove hand on that one, but he got it on top of the puck before any damage could be done. But again, Eastern, if they would just get back to playing that anticipatory style, and what I mean by that, rather than thinking what they want to do, they just react. And last night it worked really well. They got 3 goals off doing that in essence. And when they play that style, they're hard to beat because they use their speed and they cycle extremely well. But sometimes they go into a thinking game and they're just a little bit like a stride off, a pass a little bit too long, rather than just going ahead, realizing this is where my guy's supposed to be and I'm going to play that way. So we'll see if they go back to that because they are strong when they play that game. Leonoff, he dumps it all the way behind the Cougars' net. Here comes Washington State. They picked it up behind their net, pushed it up in the neutral zone with Mac Tierney getting the puck. Hassle by Carlson from the Cougars. It's in between his feet. Waite picks it up. He tried to kick it over to Stetcher. Here comes Eags. They got in the neutral zone. Went a little bit too far for him. Stetcher just going to do battle with him. Puck comes out of the neutral zone to Jelinek. He brings it in on the far side. Quick shot. Pad saved by Kuhl, who just got it up to his own player. Jelinek again. There he is. The kid just plays that way. He's just a thorn in the other team's side. Here comes Smith. He brings it in, turns around, takes a quick shot. Nice job by Hembury to block it. Went behind the net. Eastern gives chase. Smith is down there with Jelinek. They're battling two Cougars. Now a third Cougar joins the scrum. They're still up against the near board. Puck comes out to McGowan. He tries to just flip it in, but intercepted by a Cougar who dumps it out in the neutral zone. Zetterquist gets it over to McGowan, back to Zetterquist. Back to McGowan. Over to Zetterquist. Over to Jelinek. Went a little bit too hard off his stick, but nice recovery by the Eagles. That was Lusk, who stopped on a dime. Got a couple Cougars chasing him, but they corralled him in finally. Kendall almost had the puck for a point blank. Lusk has it. Went off of a Cougar. Here comes to Durkis. He has it. He's on the far side. Dropped it off to Russell, who tried to push it in deeper. Jacob Nikish gives chase. The Durkis gets it. He gets it right out there. Nice shot. That was by Jacob Nikish at the 15:35 mark. The Durkis had the puck, cut in front of the net, and just kind of dropped it off to Jacob Nikish, who was there on the spot and just buried the puck in the net. Nice play by both those players, and that's what Eastern needed. They need to get on the board, get some confidence in them. But again, there they were. They put a lot of pressure on the Cougars, and that's how they got it going. They got the Cougars chasing them, and they had an open shot on it, and Jacob Nikic buried it. Carson Kendall's going to pick up an assist on that also. I did not see him on that one. Good for him. So we'll see if Eastern can take advantage of this momentum swing right now. But here comes the Cougars. They came right back. That's Maurer that had it. He takes a shot, and Riley Anderson was right on top of it. Anderson's had some really solid games for Eastern this year. When he's on his game, he's hard to beat. He's out of Billings, Montana, 5'11", 190 pounds. And when he's playing his game, he is a stone wall. Puck won by Eastern. Quick shot by the Cougars, though. They intercepted it. Myers gets it for EWU. He's pegged in. He gets the puck back in the neutral zone. Maurer gets it. He shoots on top of Anderson, who just kind of directed it to the near side. Carlson has it. He tried to loop around, but his D-man wasn't there. They were making a change. He wasn't aware of it. Puck goes behind the net. Dawson Bunch gets it. He pushes all the way over to the other side. Leonoff has it. No, that's Zetterquist, excuse me. He tried to get in neutral zone, nicely blocked by Chambonen. But Eastern corrals again. Puck tried to get up to Eli Nikish, didn't quite get there. Here comes Myers. He's giving chase, but he's got two Cougars. He's battled, but he wins, and he pickpockets one. Myers in by himself, takes a quick shot. Cool makes the stop. Puck goes behind the net. Nice job by Mr. Myers. Again, that kid plays hard. If you haven't seen him, that was a weird hop for the Cougars. They had the puck. It was rolling. And it looks like Lucas Clark picked it up for WSU, and they get on the board off that one. Again, this happened last night. There were some strange hops, and it went in WSU's favor. And here's another one that took a strange bounce, and Anderson couldn't basically corral it because it's almost like a knuckle, and the Cougars get on the board with Michael Park. We'll see if he can get an assist. And Cole Carlson's going to get the assist on that one. So, again, just want to look like Eastern was getting all the momentum. The Cougars strike back. Here comes Wade. He's in by himself. He tries to get in front of the net. It bounced over Patrick Stick, who was trying to do a one-timer. Karchner, he got it, took a quick shot, went wide, and here comes the Cougars on the break. That's Bushkin. He took a shot knocked down by Zetterquist. Again, the Cougars took a quick shot, but Patrick blocked that one. The puck rolls out in front of the net. Knocked away off to the side by Zetterquist. Puck's in the corner. Karchner, he's in there battling for WSU. The puck finally rolls out to the Cougars. Nice shot by Hembray, but blocked down by Zetterquist. Here comes Waite. He tries to float it into the neutral zone. Got it out. Nice job by Ethan Patrick to get it down deeper before he spun off for a line change. Here comes Jared Jelinek. He's in. Smith breaks to the net. Quick shot by Jelinek. Patted away by Kuhl, who again had a strong game last night. Leanoff, he tries to dump it in deeper. Corralled by Lusk. Lusk goes and uses the body. Puck rolls around to the far side. Nice job by Leanoff. He came in and intercepted the passing lane. Here comes Joel Lusk. He's trying to go around the net. Looks to try to feed someone and went a little bit too far. Jelinek gets it. He pushes it behind to Smith. Smith tried to get it out, but he got taken out by a Cougar. Eastern still has it. Clark tries a one-time. Got it over to Smith. Smith took a shot. Nice stop by Kuhl on that one with some heavy traffic in front of him. Leanoff has it. He takes a quick shot. Went off of, looked like Kuhl's mask. And the puck comes out in the neutral zone. Keegan Clark has it. He pushes it up. Here comes Joel Lusk. Two Cougars are hassling him. He tries to go behind the net. He's looking for someone to break into the slot. Lusk decides to go in himself. He's still out wide. He took a quick shot. He was looking for Jelinek for a tip. Went a little bit too far for him, and here comes the Cougars. Rayner, he brings it out. He's on the near side. He cuts in front of the D-man, took a nice little backhand, which Anderson knocks off behind the net. And here comes EWU, push it up in the neutral zone. Intercepted by Ballard, who tried to get it into the Eags end, but didn't, but they got it anyway. Quick shot by Micah Clark again, and this time Riley Anderson knocked it down, but he wasn't quite sure. He looked behind him to see where the puck was, but it was in between his pads. So good stop by Mr. Anderson on that one. 10:47 left in the first period. Shots on goal, 9 for Eastern, 4 for WSU. Clark gets it. He tried to push it up to Jacob Neckish. Went too far. No icing, though. Jacob Neckish is in there. He got the puck back after doing a nice job of battling two Cougs, but the Cougs finally rode the puck off of him. And here they come. Quick hip check. Nice job. You don't see that much off him. That was Smith that did that. No, that was the Durka, excuse me. Again, the hip check's a great weapon. It's not used much anymore, which I'm not sure why. Here comes Dom DeDurkas. He's in, but he's off. Went in a little bit for Jacob Nickish to get out of the zone. There will be a face-off right outside of the Cougars. And 10-10 left in the first period. Again, this game's similar to last night. Both teams really focusing on their offense and not so much on their defense. And they're both trying to get each other to make that one mistake. And we'll see if they will continue. Jeff Leanoff, he gets the puck. He kicks it in the neutral zone. Here comes Eastern, trying to get it up to DeDurkas. That was Jacob Nickish and went a little bit too far for him. They got an offside on that one. There'll be a face-off just outside of WSU's end. That's Eli Nickish taking the draw for Eastern. Won by the Cougars. Here comes the Cougs. That's Clark that had it. He tried to get it in. Nice job by Eli to knock that down. Here comes Dawson Bunch. He's in by himself to try to take a quick shot. Eli Nickish, he tried to push it in, and Cool just smothered the puck right in front of him. Nice play by Eastern. They attacked extremely well on that one, but again, they just went in. You could tell that they decided they were going to put pressure on the netminder, and they got some traffic in front of them, and hopefully they continue with that pattern because they got behind the Cougars' defense. Van Rainer's taking the draw for the Cougs. Eli Nickish for Eastern. He won it, but tried to take a shot, went over the net. Bunch has it. He tried to kick it out to the Turney, intercepted by the Cougars. That was Kelly. He just dumps it in deep. Bunch gets it for Eastern. He kicks the pass over to Mac Turney. Turney gets it, and he goes in by himself. He goes in wide on the near side, ridden off nicely by Maurer. Quick shot, but Turney got it back and took a strange hop on the kicker plate, came right back to him, and he took a nice one-timer, but Alexi Cool is there to put a wall up on that one, so no harm, no foul. Karshner's in for the draw for Eastern. He wins it, tries to kick it out to the D-man, intercepted by Umale. Puck's just kind of floating out there. Anderson knocks the puck down, but that got away from him. And a little rebound out there, but good recovery by Riley Anderson to smother the puck up for a face-off. Going to be a line change for both teams. Sean Smith's going to come in and take the draw for Eastern. And Somali Sullivan is in for the Cougars. Smith wins the draw. To Turney. Turney tried to get it up to Jelinek. Went a little bit too hard on the boards. Couldn't corral it. But Eastern gets it back. Puck just kind of floating out there. Leonoff gets it. He goes behind the net. Pushes it up to Luss. Luss tipped it just to get it into a WSU zone with Jelinek giving chase. Ballard has it. Jelinek hassled him all the way around the net of the Cougars. Puck got knocked down finally by Carlson. He kicks it up Shanovin. And a quick stop, a nice glove hand save by Riley Anderson on that one. That was a quick release by the Cougars on that one. And Anderson had to be on top of his game for that one. Eastern wins the draw. They try to get it out of the net. Nice job by WSU. That was looked like Perry that kept it in. The Durkis gets it. He looks for a man to get him. The puck rolled off his stick. Went over to Carlson, who lost it. Eastern corrals it. They try to push it all the way around the near board. Russell gives chase. He puts a body on a Cougar. Russell continues going in. He tried to get in front of the net. He saw Jacob Nish break for it, but Cougar came in and swiped away the pass before it got to Nickish before any damage could be done. Puck's behind Eastern's net. Rolls out to the Cougars. That's Hembre. He gets it, but Carson Kendall took the ball on him. All he could do is dump it in further, and Eastern's in. Clark has it. He goes behind his net. He tried to kick it up on the board. It came out with a strange hop. One-timer by Hamlet, but Anderson got his blocker on that one. That was a dangerous play. But again, that was a weird hop. Durkis tried to dump it into Coug zone, but intercepted. But they're going to get a penalty. The Cougs are going to get an interference call here, and I think it's going to go against Wyatt Perry, if I'm not mistaken, for an interference on that one, and it is going to be Perry. The 6:47 mark of the first period. So here's a break for Eastern to try to get back the lead. Smith was on the draw. He won it, but tied up nicely by the Cougars. Here comes WSU. Lusk intercepted it, but he was getting hassled by Taylor, but he lost it. And here comes Joel Lusk. Lusk has Smith in the middle, and he also has Leonoff down there too. Quick shot. That was by Leonoff. Cool, knocked it in the corner. Turney's battling a couple Cougars right now. Jelinek, nice stick work by him. Finally rolled off his stick, but Smith picks it up, gets it over to Turney. Turney takes a twirl around. He's getting hassled nicely by Bushkin. Puck goes in the Cougars' end. Leonoff gets it, tried to get it over to Smith, went wide. Lusk has it. He dumps it in. Smith gives chase, but WSU gets it and shoots it all the way down at Eastern's end. 5:46 left in the first, 58 seconds left in the Cougars' penalty. That's Wyatt Perry for interference. Bushkin gets the puck, tried to just kill some time, went to the far corner, just peeled off. Jelinek has it, rolled off his stick. Turney intercepts it. And here comes Eastern out of their end. Kendall has it. He tries to go between his legs. Nice job by him. Tried to do a quick pass, but went up a little bit too high into the netting. There'll be a face-off to the left of Alexi Cool. Shots on goal, 13 for Eastern and 7 for WSU. All knotted up at 1. 5:16 left in the period. Eli Nickish in the draw. He wins it for Eastern, but the puck just sat there, and the Cougars picked it up, tried to knock it all the way down, but Durkas got a stick on it and knocked it down. Here comes Dom. He's in the neutral zone in to Kendall. Kendall tried to kick it over to Eli Nickish. Went too far. Durkas has it. He takes a quick shot. Nice tip-in try by Kendall on that one. Went a little far, but that was a nice play. Myers picks it up. He's behind the Cougars' net. He still has the puck. Kicked it out to Bunch. Bunch over to Durkas. Over to Myers. Myers takes a quick shot. Went wide. But that was a nice bam-bam play on that one. That goes back. There's an example of the anticipatory hockey. Excellent job by Eastern on that one. There was no thought process. They just turned around, passed the puck right where they thought they were going to be, and it worked. Myers just took the shot a little bit wide on that one, but nice play by Eastern. Again, if they continue with that style, they are really hard to stop. They had the Coug chasing them for a bit, but WSU's full strength now, so 5-on-5. Eastern wins the draw. Back out to Zetterquist, who just shot it behind Eastern's net. McGowan, he intercepts the puck on the near boards. Here comes WSU. That's Carlson. He gives it. He tipped it up to, it looked like Jurgensen, who got it back to Carlson, took a one-timer, and Anderson gloved it down to get that face-off. Nice play by Riley Anderson. Sean Smith's in the draw for Eastern. Chavonin for WSU. Chavonin wins it. Took a quick shot by Carlson and gloved down by Anderson for the face-off. Eastern's definitely got to be aware of where Bootskin is. Lazaro, Carlton, Jurgensen. They're a force on offense, those players. They're really good. Here comes Jelinek. He goes right around the D-man for WSU. Tried to get it out front, but nice recovery by Maurer. Knocked the pass down. Jelinek still has it. Battling Maurer behind the net. Puck went over Lusk. He just tried to push it over to Smith. Went too far, and WSU kicks it out into Eastern's end. Full line change for WSU. They almost got caught in the change, but they recovered. Carlson has it. Here he comes. He brings it up. Intercepted nicely by Kendall. Lusk has it. Try to go around WSU Kelly, but he would not allow it. He took the puck, brought it up. He gave it over to Bushkin, who took a wide shot. The Durkas has it. He's battling a Cougar. Here comes Carson Kendall. He's in the neutral zone. He's coming out wide. He just dumps it in. Durkis gives chase. Clark gets it. He takes a one-timer. Went wide of the net. Jacob Nickish tried to get a shot, but nice job by Taylor. Lift his stick. He pickpocketed him, but Eastern has it. Kendall has a quick one-timer. He did a nice little pass out to Jacob Nickish, who did a one-timer, but Cool was there to smother it up at the 2:37 mark of the first period. Carson Kendall's in the draw for Eastern. And it looks like Hamlet for the Cougars. Hamlet wins the draw. WSU just pushed it around their net. Intercepted by the Durkis. Here comes Kendall. He tried to go do a one-timer behind the net. Nicely done by the Cougars to close in on that one. And that looked like it was Ballard that did that. Russell gets it. He pushes it in the Cougars' end. Kendall gives chase. Ballard has it. He took a quick stop, got it out to his line mate. That was Kelly, who just kind of did a cross ice pass. Went too far, but he picks the puck back up. Here comes WSU, took a quick shot. Anderson was there to make a big save for that one because there was two people right in front of him. Some nice little traffic that the Cougars set up, but Anderson was there for the save for EWU. Minute 59 left in the first period. Good crowd here tonight at the URC. They're waiting for an EWU victory. Very nice crowd here tonight. There was a good crowd here last night also, and it was a good hockey game. Fans definitely got their money's worth. WSU has to try to put it out front, but Zetterquist knocked it down. Here comes Eli Nickish. He's in the neutral zone. He tried to push it up behind the Cougars. Nice job by Perry to take the bite on him. Kicks the puck out to Jambowen. He cuts across, tried to get in front. Cougar player fell down, ran into Anderson. That was Carlson, who has the puck right now. He's getting hassled by an Eagle. That's McGowan that was giving him all kinds of fit. Cougars just dump it in behind Eastern's net. Zetterquist gets it. Kicks the puck up to Leonoff. He gets it over to Bunch. Bunch is in by himself with Nickish. Quick shot by Bunch, kicked out by Cool. Here's Waite. Waite has the puck. He tries to cut in the middle. And we have an interference coming up. And it looks like it's going against EWU. Dawson Bunch is going to go in for an interference. So now the Cougars will have the man advantage. The puck comes all the way back down to Eastern's end. So we'll see what transpires here. Eli Nickish is going to take the draw for Eastern, and it looks like Ballard for WSU. No, I stand corrected. That was Rayner. Rayner won the faceoff. Got it back out to his D-man. Went too far. Here comes Eli Nickish. Nice job by Jelinek to get the puck to him. Nickish tried to do a quick fake, and Cool put his leg out there and knocked the puck down, but excellent job by those two. Again, they just anticipated where they were going to go. The puck went right into Nickish stick, and there's a behind the goal came off, and I think my hunch is it bounced off of Anderson and went in the net. Didn't take the Cougars long to answer on that one, 28 seconds. But there's no doubt that Alexander Ballard got the goal. We'll see if anyone got an assist on that, but I think he picked up the puck and just turned around and took a shot. I think it went off of Anderson's back. We will see if there's an assist on this one. WSU pushes the puck in down low. Mac Turney gets it. He spins around, tries to get it out of the net. He does get it out. Smith has it. He kicks it up to Jelinek. Here comes Jelinek on by himself. Try to go top shelf. Nice job by Cool to get his blocker on that one. And here comes WSU back. Quick deke. They're going to get a penalty on Mac Turney on that one. David Bushkin was almost in all by himself. He tried to cut in. Tierney had no choice but to take the player down. 2 seconds left in the period. Anderson got ran into. He's still on the ground, but he's moving around. He's getting up on his own accord. The training staff's ready to come out, but right now it looks like they're going to stay in. And it looks like Anderson is getting up on his own accord. I'm wondering if the officials aren't wondering about a penalty shot, which would be strange, but and they just ran the 2 seconds off. So that is going to be the end of this period. That was actually 0.2 of a second. They just ran it off. So WSU will start the second period with a man advantage. And we'll see how Eastern can recoup on this one. It was one of those penalties.
I can't do this anymore.
So we had Joey Porco doing the interview. So we're going to step away with 16 minutes left in intermission, and we will be back. You are listening to EWU Hockey. Welcome back, hockey fans, to the second period of the Eastern Washington University Eagles versus WSU Cougars hockey game. Getting ready to start the second period. Quick rundown of the scores in the first period. The 15:35 mark, Jacob Nickish got on the board with an assist from Don Dudurkis and Carson Candle. Then WSU came right back with Micah Clark getting the goal and Cole Carlson getting the assist. And then Alexander Ballard, got an unassisted goal toward the end of that period. Penalties, Wyatt Perry got an interference call. Dawson Bunch has an interference call, which he is going. Oh, excuse me. That was Mac Turney. He got the penalty right when the period expired for hooking. Bunch got one earlier in the period for interference. The game's been going back and forth. The EWU, 18 shots on goal. WSU, 11. Cools played outstanding for WSU, as has Anderson for Eastern. Anderson has 9 saves in this game, and Cool has 17. Eastern's been putting a lot of pressure on WSU. They just haven't found the back of the net. But they will be shorthanded. Eli Nickish, he won the draw, but the puck rolled out of his way. He gets right back. That was a little fluky play on that one. Robertson had the puck for WSU, and it kind of rolled off his stick right toward Nickish. He was charging in to try to disrupt him. Got the puck, put it on net, but Cool stood strong again and knocked it down, smothered up for a face-off. Puck won by Eastern. That was by Zetterquist. He just shot it behind the net. Eli Nickish, he's in there trying to slow down WSU coming out of their end. Robertson got the puck up to Carlson. He's in deep, intercepted by Zetterquist. And Eli, he gives chase, got a little bit far, but he's ate up some seconds. Here comes WSU. That's Rayner has the puck. He sent things up, tried to get it out in front. He was looking for his line mate. The puck is just out there floating. No one can corral it, which is a good thing because Anderson, he kind of slid over to his right and couldn't stop himself. And the near side was open for a tad bit of time, but that was good. The puck just kind of rolled out, but WSU picks it up. They're settling down in. That's Hamlet he goes around the net. Carlson has it. He kicks the puck out on top. That was a quick shot by Robertson and good glove hand by Riley Anderson to stop that. They'll get a face-off. There's still 45 seconds in Mac Tierney's penalty for hooking. Going to have Carson Kendall take the draw for Eastern and Shai Von Nenden for WSU. Von Nenden wins the draw, kicks it out over to Ballard. Ballard just sits behind the net. Nice job by Ian McGowan on that one. He closed the door on that passing lane, or that would have been a point blank. Here comes a quick shot. Did the same setup as before. They tried to do a give and go, and it worked. Looks like it's going to be Van Reiner that gets the goal, but he was set up nicely. I'm going to try to find out for sure who got it, but again, they did it earlier. McGowan knocked the passing lane down, got the puck behind the net. WSU picked it back up, did the identical same play this time, and the puck went in the net for him. So now it's 3-1 WSU, and to be frank with you, I think Eastern's going to have to respond with the next goals. I don't think they want to get down. There is an assist, and I will get you that as soon as I get the information sent to me. But I don't think Eastern can afford really to get down 3 goals the way Cool's been playing the last 2 games. It's crucial, I think, that Eastern get on the board. Sean Smith's taking the draw for Eastern. He wins it. Nicely tied up by Bushkin, who got it. Then the puck kind of rolled out in front with Smith trying to go reach and knock the puck in. But Cool kicked it out with his stick, went out to Turney, and then puck went up into the netting. So WSU strikes quickly in the start of the second period. Smith wins the draw. Got it over to Jelinek, but he got pinned by two Cougars. Turney gets it. He shoots it up to Jelinek. Went off his shin guard over to Hembry. He pushes it up. Puck went too far. He was trying to go for Taylor, but it went out of his reach. Eastern got it. Just dumps it into the Cougs in. Lusk is in there battling two Cougars, as is Smith. Now he joins the fight. Here comes WSU. That's Taylor that brings it up. He gets it over to Bushkin. Puck was stolen from him by Durkas. He takes a quick shot, went wide. Lusk was breaking down on the left side. Unfortunately, it went way past him on that one. Here comes the layoff. Jeff tries to get it up to Carson Kendall. Kendall corrals it with his glove. He takes it in deep. He decides to go behind his net. Kendall gets it. He's going up on the far side. He's picking up some steam. He's got two of his line mates with him. That's Durkas and Jacob Nickish. There's going to be a penalty against WSU, which this is a big break for Eastern. It's Keenan. Colin Keenan's going in the box for WSU at the 16:57 mark. This is exactly what Eastern needed to get back into the swing of things. Sean Smith's taking the draw for Eastern. He wins it, tied up, though, by the Cougars on that one. And there was an assist by Somali Chauvanin for WSU, so he picks up the assist on Van Reiner's goal. WSU got a holding penalty. That was Colin Keenan. He got the hold on that one. So Eastern has the puck behind. That's Joel Lusk. He's just kind of stopped, waiting to set everyone up. Nice delay by him. He gets the puck out to Jelinek. Jelinek just dumped it back behind WSU's goal. He's got Leanoff sitting there trying to create traffic in front of Cool. Quick shot by Turney, knocked down blocker side by Cool. Lusk battling two Cougars. He gets the puck out to Smith. Smith to Tierney. Back to Lusk. Back to Turney. Jelinek is trying to get the attention of him. He's trying to pinch in off of the D position to get a one-timer. He gets the puck now. He's down low. Puck ridden off by WSU. That was a nice play by Jorgensen. If he wouldn't have gotten in the passing lane and sold the puck, I think Jelinek would have been all in by himself. Eastern setting up behind the net. That's McTurney has the puck. He's slowly bringing it up. Gets the puck up to Sterling Myers. He goes out wide. He one-hands and he nice little drop pass off to his lineman. That was Dawson Bunch. He came in. Myers did. Got the puck with his one hand on his stick, and he just kind of waited long enough for Bunch to come in over the blue line. He just dropped it off to him and got the one-time shot, even though Cool was there for the save. Nice play by Myers and Bunch. Karchner wins the draw. He kicks it out to, that was Zetterquist. Took a shot, went off of a Cougar, came back in the neutral zone. McGowan gets it. He puts his brakes on, kicks the puck over to Waite. Parker Wiggs bringing it up on the near side. He's got a line mate. Nice job by 25 Hembry to come in there and stop that, because he had Karchner wide open. If it wasn't for Hembree, that puck would have been a one-timer. Nice play, though, by Waite. Again, he anticipated his line mate to be there, and that's what he did. He just floated the pass. A great play by WSU on that. But again, it goes back to the anticipatory style of hockey that I keep zeroing in on. But when Eastern does that, they are extremely effective. So hopefully they pick that up. Smith is in on the draw for Eastern. Penalties over. Both sides 5-on-5. Puck won by Smith. Turney tried to do a quick pass to Lusk, but intercepted by WSU. That was by Bushkin. Bushkin gets the puck again. He's on it all by himself, does a quick deke. He tried to get the pass out. Nice recovery by Mac Turney on that one. If he wasn't there, there would have been an open net for Matthew Taylor to put the puck in because they had Anderson sliding over to his left, which he should have been because he was anticipating the shot. But Clark decided to try to get the puck over his line mate, but Turney intercepted that. Nice job by Mac on that one, or that puck would have been in the net. Got Taylor taking the draw for WSU and Smith for EWU. Smith wins it. Puck comes out back out in front of the net. We got players knocked down all over the place there, and here comes Eastern. They're breaking out. And look, Joel Lusk is on the far side. He cuts in front, tries to do a backhand. Cool did a nice job of stopping it. If he wouldn't have, Jelinek was right there waiting for the rebound. So excellent play by Lusk on that one to go in deep and cut and cross, looking for Jelinek, but he took the shot. But Cool did a nice job of just smothering the puck up at the 13:50 mark of the second. Eastern wins the draw. That was Candle back to Clark. Clark tries to do a one quick shot. Jacob next to try to tip it. Rolled off his stick, and here comes WSU. Nice write-off by Clark because Bushkin was in almost by himself. Excellent job by Keegan Clark. Clark gets the puck again. He just pushes out of the way. Got a couple players tied up behind the EWU's net. Ballard gets it. He's getting hassled. I can't make out the Eastern player that just is causing him nothing but grief. Here comes Ballard again. That's Jacob Neshis who's causing him trouble. He did it again. The puck rolled off of Ballard's stick into the neutral zone. Clark has the puck, kicks it up to Dedurkis. He's got Jacob Neshis out there trying. Dedurkis tried to get it over to Carson Candle, intercepted by the Cougars, but then Clark came in, took it, dumped it in behind WSU's net. Jurgensen gets it for WSU. He's in. He's giving battle with Russell. Russell did a nice job of riding him off. Quick shot by 16 Clark. Got it on net, smothered up by Anderson. And then there was a conversion of 3 or 4 players that to see if there was any rebound, but EWU was not going to allow it. They tied up everybody in front of their net. So there will be a face-off. Looks like it'll be to the left of Riley Anderson. Shots on goal, 24 for Eastern, 17 for WSU. Van Rayner is taking the draw for WSU. I can't make out who the Eastern player is. Puck won by Van Rayner. That was Eli Nickish who took the draw for Eastern. But there was a penalty against Keegan Clark for a trip out of all that in front of Eastern's netminder. So WSU is on the power play. There were so many bodies in front of them, I couldn't tell. But they got Keegan Clark for a trip. This is crucial right now for Eastern to shut this down. Because, again, like I mentioned earlier, they don't want to get 3 goals behind WSU, especially the way Cool is playing. I think they're going to get Eastern got a major break on that one. There was some snow that Van Rayner threw on Anderson, and McGowan took some major exception to him and put a stick on him, and the referee blew the whistle, and he went up and talked to McGowan on that one, but let that go. There was definitely a warning given to McGowan for that, but nice response by Ian to help his netminder out. Cougars win the draw. Try to dump it in the corner. Intercepted nicely by Eastern. Here comes WSU. That's Ballard gets it. He kicks the puck over to Jurgensen. Buried it in the top shelf. There wasn't much Anderson could have done on that one. And that was Jurgensen that got the goal at the 11:42 mark. Again, penalties came back to hurt the Eagles. They did a good job of cutting down the penalties last night, but they're gaining a few more tonight. So we'll see how they rebound off of this. So this is some good character building right now. See how Eastern will play this game out. I haven't heard yet if they're going to give an assist on that goal. Face off to the left of Riley Anderson. Taylor's taking it for WSU and Smith for EWU. Smith wins it, kicks it out. Turney tried to get the puck out, intercepted nicely by Maurer. He just dumps it in behind Eastern's net. Turney intercepts it, kicks it out over to Smith. Smith gets it up to Lusk. He's got Smith and Jelinek on his side. Puck rolled off his stick, intercepted by Eastern, but Sean Smith just been a thorn in their side. Gets it. He gets it all by himself, does a backhand. Excellent job and hustle by Sean Smith. Unfortunately, he's not going to get rewarded by it because Cool finally tracked it down and just kind of leaped out at it and buried the puck for a faceoff. But excellent job by Sean Smith on that. That was pure hustle. He's not giving up. He's a battler. I like that kid. He plays a good style of hockey. 10:48 left in the second period. Pardon me. Got Carson Kendall in for Eastern. And it looks like possibly Robinson for WSU. Eastern wins the draw, goes down to Dedurkus, who goes behind WSU's net. He tries to toe drag it, turned around, took a shot, but there's too many Cougars there for the shot to get through. Cougars set up, pass went too far. That should be an icing call. Hembree tried to do a long stretch pass, and he was looking for Hamlet, but it went a little bit too far out of his reach and all the way down in Eastern's end. The faceoff will be to the right of Cool. Carson Candle's taking the draw for EWU. He wins it over to Jacob Neckish. Puck rolled off his stick, but he had enough to kick it down to Dedurkus. Dedurkus tried to go, got ridden off by two Cougars, and they just flipped it up in the netting for a faceoff to the right of Alexi Cool. 4-1 WSU. 10:15 left in the second period. Kendall wins the draw. Got it over to Dedurkus, who lost it to King. The WSU had it, lost it, rolled off their stick, went over back to Dedurkus, who pushed in behind WSU's net. Clark gets it. He's out there with Russell. Now Kendall has it. He's getting harassed by Van Rayner. Quick shot, buried in the puck. Van Rayner took the shot, went off of Anderson's pad, went right out to the Cougar, who made no mistake, and he just buried the puck in the net. Excellent job by WSU, to be frank with you. That was Umile that got it, got the initial shot. Anderson blocked it, but came straight out the rebound, and unfortunately went to Nico Umile, who made no mistake about that. He just buried the puck in the net. We'll see who gets the assist on that one. It looks like there's a timeout by Eastern. Right now, they're just kind of scrambling. They can't seem to corral the puck right now, and they're playing scattered hockey. It's a great timeout by Joe White, head coach of Eastern. He has to settle this squad down. Too many shots by WSU. They're going point blank on net, and the Cougs are doing a great job of getting traffic in front of Riley Anderson, and that's creating a lot of havoc. Eastern's going to have to address that, but they got to get control of the puck again. They were starting to do it in the first period really well, started in this period really kind of dictating the play, and then all of a sudden it just seemed like WSU got some life after that fourth goal, and they got Eastern on their heels right now. But while there is a break right now, let's go over their schedule. This is the last game until winter break. And then after winter break, Eastern is down playing UC San Diego January 9th and 10th. Their next home game is January 16th against Utah Valley. Then they play January 18th against Idaho and Moscow. And then they're back home January 19th against Western Washington. So after break, they go down to San Diego to play UCSD on the 9th and 10th of January. Back home Thursday, January 16th against Utah Valley. Then they play in Moscow against Idaho on January 18th, Saturday. And then Sunday they play January 19th against Western. That's their schedule after tonight. And we'll see if they can respond on this game. 5-1. Again, there's still a lot of hockey left, but they have going to have to get on the board here pretty quick. Zetterquist picks up the puck. He brings it in all the way into the Cougar zone, but he got corralled by two Cougs. Here comes Hamlet. He gets the puck. He got buried. Puck just kind of rolling out there. Eli Nick, she's trying to push it up. Went too far. Then the Cougars intercepted. That's Hamlet that has it. Right now, both teams are kind of disjointed. The puck just kind of laying there for the most part. Everyone's kind of overskating it right now. Liam McGowan gets it. He gets it over to Zetterquist. Zetterquist tries a cross-eye pass to Jelinek, who just tips it all the way into the corner of WSU's. Puck comes out. Zetterquist had it. Kind of rolled off his shoulder all the way down to behind net. Turney's tied up by two Cougars. Puck comes out to Robinson. He took a quick shot, blockered by Anderson. Again, there's Robinson. He tries to get down low. Here comes a quick shot by Carlson. Going to be a penalty against Eastern. From Mac Turney, he just took his man down. They're going to call it a trip. So Mac's going in the box. And again, this is not doing the Eags any favors by continually taking penalties. The last WSU goal was from Van Reiner, they're giving it to, with the assist to Cadence Kelly. So I'm going to double check that. But that's what they are right now. They're saying it's going to be Ben Rayner got the goal from an assist from Cadence Kelly. Cougars have the puck. They're just putting a lot of pressure on Eastern right now. It's just relentless. And what they're doing, they're spreading them all out, and they're doing a nice job of tape passing, and they're continuing to get the Eagles to chase them. Again, it goes back to Eastern's got to get back to their positional hockey. McGowan rides off a Cougar, kicks it up to Eli Nickish. Or no, that's Jared Jelinek. He on his wheels. He got hassled. Nice play by Alexander Ballard. Great back checking by him because Jelinek was in all by himself. But Ballard kept sticking at him, and the puck finally rolled away. But great hustle by Jared Jelinek. The kid just hustles constantly. That's the thing that comes to mind with Mr. Jelinek. He just doesn't stop. It's great that Eastern has him because he's just an outstanding player. 6:22 left in the second period. 5-1 WSU is up on the Eags. Carson Kendall's in the draw for Eastern. Parker Waits out there with him, as is Jordan Russell and Jeff Leonoff. There's still 25 seconds in the penalty to Mac Gurney. WSU had it. Puck rolled off of Ben Reiner's stick. Cougs pick it up. Cross ice pass. Went a little bit too far for Perry. Leonoff just dumped it all the way back into WSU zone. Here comes a stretch pass. Nice pass by WSU. Quick shot. Excellent job by Jordan Russell on that one. He tied up the Cougar player. If he wouldn't have, he would have been all in by himself. Excellent job by Mr. Russell on that one. And it looked like it was 23 Luke Jurgensen that broke in off that one. They took the shot, and they were looking for a rebound, but Russell prevented that one. Great play by Jordan Russell on that one, because that would have been a dangerous play because Anderson was looking at the shot. He got it, and the rebound came out, and that's where Russell played the part and just tied up the Cougar. Nice job by him. Joel Lusk has the puck. He turns around, looked to try to get to Smith and went too far. Smith kind of put a stick into the netminder. The couple of Cougars didn't appreciate that. No harm, no foul. But they are going to get a penalty on Smith, which is interesting because I've seen this tonight a couple times, that the Cougs did a little bit of extra poke on that. Nothing happened out of it. Smith did it, and he gets a 2-minute penalty. So, interesting call on that one. But again, it's these penalties that Eastern continues to take in this game that's really hampering them. If you're not familiar with it, what happens quite a bit is if you're shorthanded, not only does your players get winded, but it takes a couple minutes to recover and regroup when you're a man down. So you're looking at 4 or 5 minutes swing that really wears on a team after a while. And that's why if you can cut down on the penalties, a lot better it is for your team. But they're gonna call that a slash on Smith, but to be quite frank with you, it just looked like he poked it, tried to get it under Cool's glove. But anyway, the referees, who have a better view than I do, they called it a slash. So he's in the box for 2 minutes. And this is a danger zone for Eastern right now. They cannot afford to give up a goal. Cougars have tried to do a quick shot. That was by Cole Carlson, who's been a nemesis all weekend. But excellent job by Sterling Myers to get into the shot lane. And the puck went up in the netting behind the net of EWU. 4:57 left in the second period. 5-1 WSU. Cougars win the draw. Puck goes over to Carlson. Carlson kicks it back to Ballard. Ballard took a quick shot, bounced off of one of the Eagles players, and now Candle gives chase. The puck rolled all the way down in the Cougars' end. Parker Waite, he's creating havoc for the Cougars. He won't let them out of their zone. Great job by Mr. Waite. He is causing them all kinds of grief. They cannot get out of their zone, and that's because of Mr. Waite just won't let them. He stands them out at the blue line. Cougars finally get in. That's Ballard that has a puck. He kicks it out to Carlson. Carlson took a quick shot, went up in the netting, but I'll tell you, Parker Waite, he had to easily eat up 10 seconds of that penalty for EWU by just wouldn't let WSU out of their end. So excellent job by him. 39 seconds left in the penalty to Eastern. Nickish wins the draw. That's Eli that won it. Puck rolls all the way back out. Embry has it. He goes behind Eastern's net. He goes out wide, tries to kick it out front over to Carlson. And it looked like Carlson just did a backhand shot. It went over Anderson's glove and went in the back of the net. No, that's Luke Jurgensen. It looks like he's going to get the goal on that one, but that was a fluky play. But that's second goal for Mr. Jurgensen tonight. And WSU is definitely controlling this game at this point. 6-1. Eastern's going to have to respond. And it was unassisted by Mr. Jurgensen. So that's his second goal of the night, if I'm mistaken. I know he's got two. I'll double check in the first period if he got another one. No, he did not. So he does have two on the evening. Outstanding job by him tonight, of course. Again, WSU has 4 or 5 guys they rely on heavily, and he's one of them, and he stands out. Kid's an excellent hockey player. King wins the draw for WSU. Puck comes out to Brandon Smith, who took a shot, went wide. Actually went over to Robinson, who dumps it in behind Eastern's net. Lusk gets it. He starts trying to track out of his end. Here comes Joel Lusk with Jared Jelinek on one side and Sean Smith the other one. He tried to push it up to Jelinek. He does do it. Excellent job. That's hustle again by Jared Jelinek. An excellent job by Joel Lusk. He saw it transpiring. He did some nice dinks on it, but again, the way Jared Jelinek plays, he does not quit. He just kept going. Lusk saw it, and he just waited. Again, that's an anticipatory style of hockey, and he just kind of pushed it up to Jelinek, and he just buried a backhand on that one. Excellent job by both those players. But again, we'll see if that gives them some life. That was how Eastern needs to play. There was no thought process on it. They knew exactly how they were going to roll with it, and Smith actually was a nice decoy. Excellent job by those two. So Jelinek goes on the board with an assist from Lusk. And again, that's hustle, folks. And that's what Jared does all the time. He doesn't quit. He's just like Dawson Bunch and Sterling Myers. They do not stop for anything. They just keep going, and that paid off for Jared Jelinek because that's how he got his goal. But excellent read by Joel Lusk on that one. That was a heads-up play by him. He actually knew Jelinek was going on that long shot. Easy save by Anderson. A long shot by Perry. So there'll be a face-off to the left of Riley Anderson. 2:23 left in the second period. 6-2 WSU. We'll see if that goal gives life to Eastern. 30 shots on goal for Eastern, 25 for WSU. Eastern wins the draw, kicks the puck over to Zetterquist. He tries to get it up to Myers. He does. He pushes it over to Bunch. Bunch tried to get it over Eli Nickish. Bunch paid the price for that one. Zetterquist came back, responded, and knocked down a Cougar. Quick shot by Clark. Knocked down by Zetterquist in the near corner. Puck rolls out right in front of Anderson. He kicked the puck behind him. Now Eastern's setting up. Myers he kicks a long pass, try to get the Bunch breaking down, but a little bit too hard, and the puck comes all the way back down with Zetterquist getting it and shooting up on the near board. Myers is giving battle with two Cougars. Puck comes out. Eli Nickish, she floats it up to Myers, but it went a little bit too far. But again, Myers just broke. Nickish knew he was going to break, and he just kind of did a floating pass over the Cougars' defender's stick, but just a little bit too far. But I like seeing that style of hockey out of EWU because that's how they've been getting some of the breaks. Sean Smith's in for the draw. He wins it. Puck comes back to Turney. He tries to shoot right in the front. Knocked down by a Cougar. Clark gets it. He tried to do a quick shot, went off of an Eagle. Here comes EWU. Lusk is in. He does a nice little dig, but the puck rolled off his stick. Smith tried to get it, but nice job by Robertson to knock it out. There's 55 seconds left in the second period. Jelinek has it. He gets it off to Turney. Turney took a shot, knocked down by Robinson for the Cougars. Quick shot. The puck took a weird hop, went back out to Jelinek, who did a one-timer, smothered up by Cool on that one with the 42-second mark of the second period. I give a lot of credit to EWU. They're not giving up, and that's a good sign for this team because somebody could fold their tendon, but Eastern's not doing it. They're still battling, which I really like to see that because they got to get ready for that Pac-8 tournament that's coming up. WSU just kicks the puck behind Eastern's end. Jacob Nixick, he gets it. He floats it up high, but went into the netting on the near side. There'll be a face-off in Eastern's end. Ken will be taking the draw for Eastern and Van Reiner for WSU. Kendall gets chased out. So the Durkas took the draw. He won it, but it went too far, and the Cougars intercepted it. Eastern's kind of scattered right now. They're not sure exactly how to corral the puck. And WSU got to give them credit. They're putting some pressure on them now. But here comes the puck out. We got Jacob Nickish. He has the puck. He's in deep. He's looking for the Durkas right now. He got it out there, but excellent play by Perry, who interrupted it right at the end of the period. But nice play by Jacob Nickish. He was looking again. That's that anticipatory style. The Durkas was starting to break in on that. And Nickish did a great job of feeding the pass over to him. So anyway, I don't know who we got for the intermission on that, but a quick rundown on the score. Van Reiner gets a goal with Chavonin as the assist. Luke Jurgensen on assist as scores. UMLA got another goal for WSU, as did Luke Jurgensen again, got on the board, but then Jared Jelinek scores for Eastern to make it 6-2 WSU. Shots on goal, 33 for Eastern, 26 for WSU. So here we go. We'll see what kind of adjustments EWU will make, and we will be back in roughly 20 minutes. Welcome back, hockey fans. The third and final period of this matchup between Eastern Washington University Eagles and Washington State University Cougars. Cougars are on top 6-2 right now. We're going to do a quick rundown of the scoring. First period, Jacob Nickish got on the board for Eastern from assist from Dom DeDurkis. Then Carson Kendall was an assist on that one. Then Micah Clark came back for the Cougars with Cole Carlson getting the assist. Then Alexander Ballard gets an unassisted goal. Second period, Van Reiner got on the board from an assist from Shai Von Nen. Then Luke Jurgensen got on the board from an assist from Ballard. Then Nico, Umile with assist from Rayner and Kelly. Then Jurgensen got an unassisted goal for a second goal of the night. And then Jared Jelinek scored for Eastern with an assist from Joel Lusk, and that wrapped up the scoring. Penalties so far, Eastern's taken 5, and it's been costly for them tonight. WSU sitting with 2. We'll see how they respond with the adjustments that Joe White and the coaching staff did for Eastern. Smith won the draw. WSU intercepts it. Quick shot by Luke Jurgensen for his hat trick tonight. Just at the top of the slot, just buried the shot, went right past Riley Anderson for a goal within 9 seconds of the third period. And that could be the one that closes the door for Eastern chances. But that was an outstanding shot by Jurgensen on that one. He just unloaded on it. Like I said, he was at the top of the slot and just buried it. So now the score is 7-2, WSU. Again, now you got to see what you hope for out of Eastern. That one, there's no quit in them. They keep battling it, even though it's going to be a tall task, because the way Cool's been playing for WSU, it's going to be hard to get 5 past him. But you never know. Seen stranger things. But WSU has just really been relentless on their offensive pressure for Eastern. But again, this is where I want to see Eastern. How do they respond on this one? Okay, so you can kind of just say, all right, this game, let's just start playing for before the break, get ourselves back into our system, and just try to get as many points as they can tonight. But again, you look with a score like this, you look to see how the team responds. Will they give up? Will they play nonchalantly? Right now, Eastern has not done that, and I'd be surprised if they did, because I've watched it enough this year, and there's no quit in the squad. But it's an uphill battle right now that Eastern's facing. .33 shots for Eastern, but Cool's just been standing on his head. 27 shots from the Cougars. Puck comes out innocently in the neutral zone, picked up by Maurer. He tried to kick it over to Robinson. He lost the puck, rolled off his stick. And WSU just shoots it down into Eastern's end. We got a goalie change for Eastern. Luke Shubiala is in. Start of this period, I thought Anderson was still in net, but they did put Shubiala in there. And WSU just turned around, did a spinorama. That was by, looks like, Umele, who put the puck in the net. And I know that one caught Shubiala off guard on that one. It looked like an innocent play that the Cougs were doing. He just took a quick spin and just decided to take a shot rather than the pass of the puck, and the puck went in. So now it's 8-2, WSU. And Van Rayner, he picked up the assist, and here comes WSU again. That's 17. Van Rayner that just buried the top shelf over Shubiala. He went down on a butterfly, and Van Rayner just held for a second and just buried in the top shelf. 3 quick goals by WSU. Basically, in the last minute, 58 seconds, they popped in 3 for a 9-2 lead right now. I did not anticipate this happening tonight coming into the game. Last night, WSU won 5-2, and it was a lot closer than what the score sounded. WSU picked up 4 goals in that third period, but tonight they have just laid it to the Eagles. And it just seems like every shot they're doing now is going in the back of the net. Here they come again. Puck rolls in. Jeff Leonoff gets it. He pushes it up. He was trying to get it to Kendall. Got it out to Myers, who got it over to Jacob Nickish. He's looking for a line mate. Didn't find anyone and got converged on by 3 Cougars who took the puck. Now Perry picks it up for WSU. Gives it over to Clark. Clark tried to do a cross-ice pass, intercepted nicely by Isaac Stetcher. He kicks it out over to Ty Karchner. Karchner tries to go behind Patrick. Went a little bit too far for him, but Patrick kept going and charged it. Here comes Stetcher. He gets it out in front. Nice shot by Patrick. Cool just smothered it up. Long rebound, but Stetcher kept battling for it, and he got it, put it in behind the net. Nice job by Isaac Stetcher. He didn't quit on that play, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to see players that aren't giving up, and Stetcher didn't. He kept battling with it. Patrick did a nice job of battling to get the puck out there, too. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get an assist, but excellent job by those 2 guys to keep battling for Eastern. Nice job by the Eagles on that one. Both excellent job by Patrick and Stetcher on that one. Stetcher did get an unassist on that one, but Patrick was in there battling quite a bit. Excellent job. So we'll see what the rest of the Eagles will pick up from where they left off. I know like Smitty isn't going to quit. Luss won't quit. There's a lot of fight in this Eastern team, even though they've given up 9 goals tonight. I'd be amazed if they stop playing hard. Coaching staff's done a nice job then still. Just keep battling at it, and they're doing a good job so far with it. 9-3 with 16:10 left in the third period. Sean Smith's out there for the draw for Eastern. And it looks like Robertson for WSU. Smith wins it, got it to Turney. Turney kicked it over to Jelinek. Jelinek shoots a puck, went off of WSU's stick and into the netting. Again, there's Jared Jelinek hustling like normal. Kid is just impressive. If you hadn't had a chance to see him in person, I would encourage you to come out and watch him, as is with Dawson Bunch. They both have the same style, built about the same, and they just go 100% the whole time they're out on the ice. Puck came out, tried to get it over to Turney, rolled off him, went all the way into Eastern's end. Lusk gives chase. He picks it up, kicks it over to Jelinek. Jelinek's battling the Cougar. Turney's in there with 2 Cougars right now. Jelinek joins in. Kind of tied up. The puck's not going anywhere. Lusk gets it. He got hit by Taylor. Puck rolls out over. Eastern got it out of the neutral zone. Here comes Bushkin. Bushkin takes a quick shot. Shubiala knocks that down. Here comes Sean Smith. Smith goes into WSU's end. Holds up, tries to get the pass over. Nice play by Ballard, who intercepted the pass on that one, just shuts it down into Eastern's end. Puck comes all the way back up to Jelinek. Jelinek tried to look for Lusk, wasn't there. He took a shot. Cool just knocked it off into the corner. And WSU picks up the puck, shoots it back down into Eastern's end. Dudurkis picks it up. He's in the neutral zone. He's picking up speed. He's out wide, takes a quick shot. Cool smothered it up. Dom DeDurkis was looking to go on the top shelf, and Cool smothered it in on his shoulder pads with his glove hand. Face-off will be to the right of Alexi Cool. Kendall won the draw. Puck went a little bit too far. WSU picked it up. Eastern still has it. Dawson Bunch has it. He goes out wide. Quick shot by DeDurkis. One-timer with Nickish and Candle right there providing the traffic in front of Cool. I'm not sure how he saw it, but he smothered that puck up for a face-off. Nice play by Alexa Cool. He's had strong 2 games. Puck won by Eastern. Then it rolled out in the neutral zone. Picked up by Dawson Bunch. He's getting harassed by Van Reiner. Bunch still has a puck. Rolled off his stick. That was good hustle by Luke Jurgensen, the gentleman that has a hat trick for WSU. He still has a puck. He goes behind the net to Van Reiner, who took a shot. Smothered up by Luke Shubiala, and the crowd appreciates that. Nice hand for Luke. Again, if you just look at shots on goal, Eastern has 36. WSU has 30, but they're down by 6. WSU's played a strong 2 games. Here comes Eastern. They're in the neutral zone. That was Jordan Russell got in, but he got taken out by Maurer. Puck comes over to Karshner. He gets it over to Russell. Russell tried to get it up to Stetcher. Puck rolled in a little bit far, but then Russell goes in, and the referee got hit right under the face mask. Whistle blew. We'll see what happens on this. But the referee definitely caught a stick in the face. He's going over to Eastern's training staff. He's grabbing himself a towel. He must be cut. Looks like he's definitely holding his nose on that one. Give a lot of credit for Jordan Russell on that one. He would not be denied. He went through 2 Cougars on the near boards, got it all the way down before the referee got a stick in the face. But great hustle out of him. So far, so good. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Easton. There's no quit in this hockey team. They're down by 6, but they're still charging hard. And this line that they have out with Stetcher and Patrick, and they are just battling out there. They got Parker Waite with that line also. Giving some good life to EWU. Referee looks like he's got everything settled down. He's coming back out. The big part of it possibly is his mask on his helmet. He's going into the locker room right now. It looks like it might be now an equipment issue. So they will be down an official. And I couldn't see what the training staff told them, but they'll be down to 1 referee and 2 linesmen for the last 13:24 of the game. Karshner takes the draw. He wins it, gets it over to Stetcher, who tried to take a shot, went wide. Wade has it. He tweaks in, tries to do a backhand. Nice job by Maurer to poke check that away, or that puck might have had a good shot of going in. Wade has the puck again. He got tied up with 2 Cougars. Puck comes out in the neutral zone. Clark gets it. He pushes it up to Lusk. Lusk going against 4 Cougars right now. He goes out wide, tries to go around the net and does a quick shot backhand that fooled Cool on that one. And Lexi wasn't really sure where the puck was, and it was kind of just laying in front of him. And he finally realized where it was and smothered it up. A nice job by Joel Lusk, who went wide, then cut back in, went behind the net, did a nice little backhand, tried to get it in between the pad and the post. Durkis has it. He tried to get the puck up to Smith, intercepted by the Cougars. Smith intercepts that pass. He just dumps it around the Cougars' net. McGowan gives chase. He's behind the net. Puck rolled between him and two Cougars. And Eastern brings it out in the neutral zone. Smith gets it. He drops it off to Lusk. Lusk does a quick shot. Cool smothers it up. Wishaw Smith right on top of him. In fact, actually was having a little conversation with the netminder. 12:05 left in the third period. 9-3 WSU. Eli Nickish is in for the draw for Eastern, and it looks like Van Reiner for WSU. He wins the draw. Puck goes behind the net with Jelinek giving chase. Here comes WSU. Van Reiner has the puck. He kicks it out over to Bushkin. Bushkin does a quick shot, and Shubiala gloves it down for the faceoff, which will be coming to the right of Luke. Line change for the Cougars. Shai Van Nenen is taking the draw for WSU. He wins it. Quick shot by Carlson, knocked out by Cubiala. WSU gets the puck in neutral and just shoots it in to Eastern's end. Jeff Leonoff gets it. He pushes it down. One off Eli Nickish's stick. That's why there's no icing. Jelinek gets it. He tries to push it out in front to Nickish. Nickish did a backhand. Two of them, and now we've got a little pushing and shoving going on with Nickish and one of the Cougars. And then it looks like Jelinek is down there involved also. I don't think he appreciated how WSU was responding. The official has come back out of the dressing room, so he must have got his equipment fixed. So now we got all officials back on the ice. But good hustle by Jelinek and Eli Nickish on that one. Again, so far what I'm seeing being down 9-3, which is a good sign for Eastern. There is no quit in this hockey team, which is really nice to see, because you never know with squads once they get down by a few goals how they're responding. But Eastern's doing a great job of continuing to attack the Cougars. We got Kendall on the draw for Eastern. He wins it, but went a little bit far for Jacob next to corral. Myers gives chase. He gets the puck. He just turns around, shoots it behind WSU's net. Jacob Neckish, he gives chase, uses his body. Jacob Neckish gets the puck again, but WSU brings it out. But there's too many Eagles for Shai Van Nuyen to do anything with. Jordan Russell gets the puck out. He was trying to get it to one of his line mates. Here comes Eastern. They're breaking out. Jacob Nitches is trying to get a breakaway, but nice job by WSU. They're going to get a penalty on this. Now we got some scrums going on down here. Sterling Myers did not appreciate what he saw the Cougars did to one of his line mates, and I can't figure out who's down on the ground for Eastern. He came in and just barreled the Cougar. That looks like Jacob next that got knocked down, and Myers took major exception to that and let the Cougars know he did not appreciate it. He's still jawing at him. So the box is open for Eastern, but no one's going in. Penalty box door still open. There's a conversation with Dom DeDurkis down there with the officials. But there were some extra liberties that were going on by both teams. Well, now the Cougars box is open. That's going to be 25, Sam Hembre, who's in, and Carson Kendall for Eastern. So those two pick up 2-minute penalties apiece, and that started a little scrum down there. And like I said, Myers took major exception. He just went in and barreled in on a couple of Cougars to let them know that he wasn't going to put up with that. Good response by Sterling. So before a side for 2 minutes, 10:40 left in the third period. It'd be interesting if Eastern could pop a couple quick goals in there and see, because right now they have a lot of energy. The Durkas tried to get a shot. Nice job by Taylor to block that, knock that down. Turney gives chase, as did Bushkin for WSU. Puck comes back to Turney. Turney gets the puck over to Smith. Smith up to the Durkas. We've got Lusk on the side. Dom cuts in the middle. He's trying to get it over to Lusk, but nice job by WSU to corral that. That was Bushkin that blocked that passing lane up. Lusk gets it. He just floats it down into WSU's end. Bushkin gets it. He kicks it out of neutral zone, and with Turney getting it. Here comes Joel Lusk. He's got speed. Takes a quick shot. Went off of Cool's shoulder. Went in the corner with Turney giving chase. He's in battling two Cougars. And Taylor brings it out. He gets hit by Lusk. Lusk has the puck. Here comes Smith. He gets back up to Joel Lusk. Lusk in against two Cougars. Nice job by WSU. That was Cole Carlson that took the puck away from Lusk. Carlson's in all by himself. Nice little deke. Excellent job by Carlson. He just did a quick little deke on Eastern. He went in by himself. Shubiala was there for the task. And here comes Eastern. Joel Luskin. Eli Nikic breaks in, does a tip, tried to do a tip in. Excellent pass by Lusk, but Cool was there to knock that down. But nice job by Eli Nikic and Joel Lusk. Again, that's anticipatory hockey at its best by those two. Cougars have the puck, and they're in. Here comes Eastern. Nikic bringing the puck out. He's got Lusk on his left. He takes a quick shot, bears into the top shelf, and I think it tipped off of Alexi Cool's shoulder. But nice job by Lusk and Eli Nikic. Nikic kind of made the defenseman go toward Lusk, and he just decided to take the shot. Like I said, it looked like it hit off of Cool's shoulder right in the top of the goal. So this, again, with 8:43 left, if Eastern can get another quick goal, it'll be interesting to see how WSU responds, because right now Eastern's been taking the play to them. And that's good to see. And I'm very, very happy for Eastern on that one. And kudos to the coaching staff to keep these players battling, because it looked dreadful for a while, but Eastern's come back and answered the bell. And it's been very impressive to see how they've been playing the last 3-4 minutes of this game. Excellent job by Eastern. And they kind of got the Cougars on their heels. I think WSU thought this game was over and didn't keep the pedal down. And Eastern's taking advantage of it, and they definitely got the momentum. Both penalties are over for both teams full strength. Here comes Eastern. Puck's out in front. They almost had a tip in again. Eastern is just not giving up. Myers is all over the place for Eastern. He's still jawing out a couple of Cougars. He's not happy with them at all, and he's letting them know. Eastern's doing a great job of attacking WSU right now. That shows a lot of character out of these Eagles. There's no question about that in my mind. A lot of teams would have folded. Eastern is not. They have responded well. Keegan Clark picks the puck up. He's in the neutral zone. He tries to get the pass up to Bunch. Bunch is down low. He's battling two Cougars right now. He finally get the puck up. Here comes Jelinek. He goes behind the net. He's tackled by two Cougars. Almost got the puck out to Nickish. Eli Nickish is battling. Now there's another scrum going on. Jelinek, he joins the fray on that. He wasn't real pleased to see how the Cougars converged on Eli. So Jelinek definitely let them know, like, nope, that's not happening. So great fight out of Eastern right now. It's been very impressive. Even though they're losing 9-4, they have been impressive this period, especially in the last 5 minutes. Eastern wins the draw. Puck's is kind of sitting there right now. Smith is battling down low. Turney gets the puck. He kicks it over to Jelinek. Jelinek does a one-timer. Went up high, almost went in the net. And then Eastern comes right back on the back door. I think that's Smith that got that. He positioned himself extremely well. Again, this is part of what I was looking for. There is zero quit. And these Eagles, they are continually battling. Now, we'll see how WSU can withstand this pressure Eastern's doing. That was just great battling by the Eagles down there. And I think Smith just positioned himself on the back door. And Cool had no hope of stopping that puck whatsoever. I don't know who assisted on that one because there was so much action going on. There's a lot of traffic Eastern was putting on Cool down there in net, but I've been impressed with the Eagles. It's like whatever happened, they woke up and they are just taking it to the Cougars right now. Lusk got the puck over to Durkas. Durkas kicked it with a skate over to Lusk, intercepted by the Cougars, and they just floated it out. And all the way down, it's going to be an icing. Very impressed with the Eagles, how they're playing, being down 9-3. They have just been charging, and you can see they've got a lot of life, and the Cougars are just right now scrambling, trying to figure out how to slow them down, which is going to be tough the way Eastern's playing right now. Eli Nickish is in the draw for Eastern. And that was Shai Van Ningen for the Cougars. He won the draw, but the puck comes out in the neutral zone. It's going to be an offside if WSU touches it. But Jelinek had no patience on waiting for WSU to do something, so he just took the puck, got it over to Eli Nickish. He took a quick shot. Bunch is right there, too. Cool's lucky the rebound went the opposite way. Dawson Bunch has the puck. He turns around, does a quick shot, glove down by Alexi Cool on that one. But again, Eastern is not letting up. They have turned up the pressure on WSU. They are playing extremely well right now. You can see that on the difference in the shots on goal. 47 for Eastern, 33 for WSU. Eastern is just taking it to them. Eli Nickish in for the draw. He went against Van Reiner. Puck rolled over to Cool, which almost got tipped. It looked like that was Jacob Nickish. Almost had a good backhand shot on that one, but Cool smothered it up. Carson Kendall's in for Eastern on the draw, as is Van Reiner for WSU. Kendall wins the draw. Got it over to Myers, who was tied up by a Cougar. Puck comes out in the neutral zone. They try to flip it off the board, but Leonoff wouldn't fall for that, and he used the body to stop that. Here comes Myers. He got the puck over to Jacob Nickish, who was waiting for Myers to cut in front, but nice job of the Cougars to slow him down, or Myers would have been all by himself. That was Bushkin that tied up Myers, so he didn't get that breaker. That would have been an easy shot for Sterling. Quick shot by Eastern. That was turning. Then that was almost got a rebound to Jacob next year on that. And WSU just got in and shot the puck all the way down to try to slow down Eastern right now. But Eastern is definitely turned up a huge amount of pressure on WSU right now. And you can tell it. The Cougars really, they don't have an answer right now the way Eastern's playing. A lot of pressure by the Eags. Puck won by Eastern. Got it out to Mac Tierney. He got it down low to Smith. Smith's battling the Cougar on the near board. Bushkin gets it. He kicks it out. Tierney gets it. He gets it over to Durkis, who goes across ice pass over to Lusk. Went a little bit too far, and Lusk tried to get it back over to Smith. Misfired on that. But again, you gotta like how this all the Eagles are charging and playing hard right now. Joel Lusk has a puck. He tried to get it out to the Durkis for a one-timer, went too far, went in the neutral zone. Leonoff gets it, turned around, tried to get it to Smith. And here comes Clark for WSU. He gets it out front over to Carlson, who went wide on that tip. And Eastern picks up the puck. Smith puts on the brakes. He's setting up behind the net. He tried to go over the top of the net, knocked down by a Cougar. Jeff Leonoff knocks down the Cougar, and I think that's Jurgensen, the hat trick player, and the puck bounced out. And Luke Jurgensen just picked up his fourth goal, if I'm not mistaken. I'm waiting to see, but I think it is. It is going to be Jurgensen's goal, which will be his fourth of the night. And again, that took a funny hop, came right back out on to a stick. There wasn't much Shubiala could do on that one. And Jurgensen just put it in the back of the net. 10-5 WSU, but I'm telling you right now, the way Eastern's been playing, it's been impressive. They got out there right now, they got Carson taking the draw. They got Patrick out there, and I think Waits on the other side of them. We got McGowan and Clark on D for Eastern. And this line's been really, really playing hard tonight. And so I would not be surprised to see this line pop another goal for Eastern. Puck comes all the way. Patrick went a little bit too far. Shubiala just kicks the puck into the corner. Here comes Patrick. He brings the puck up. He pushes up to Wade. Wade takes a quick shot with Patrick sitting there right in front. Nice job by Cool to get the rebound away from him. Again, this line's like a spark plug right now. They're throwing the body out there, skating hard. Excellent job by that line tonight. 3:38 left in the third period. 10-5 WSU. Got Eli Nickish in for the draw for Eastern and Shaibanin for the Cougars. Nickish wins it, gets it to Bunch. Bunch pushes it over to Nickish. Nickish gets it out to Karshner. No, I stand corrected. That was Zetterquist. He shoots it in the corner. And WSU just flips it out into the neutral zone. Zetterquist battling a couple of Cougars. Big hit by WSU. That was not, I stand corrected. That was Samoli Shulavanen who got the goal. I thought it was Jurgensen, but it was not. So it was Shulavanen that pops in the 10th goal for WSU. I apologize for that. Puck in behind the Eastern's end, picked up by Russell. Russell kicked it all the way across, looked for Jelinek. He gets it out of the neutral zone. WSU just dumps it in. I think right now you could probably guess WSU is going to try to eat up the clock. Here comes Dawson Bunch. He's in, but there's two Cougars on him. He's still battling. Two of them. He got the puck down a little bit lower. Kendall comes in, knocks it down. Bunch gets the puck again. It got taken out by a Cougar. That was Embry. Puck rolls right out in front. No one was there. And here comes WSU with numbers. Nice job by McGowan to knock the puck down. Puck goes over the top of the net. Looks like Dawson Bunch is going in the box for EWU, and Van Rayner for WSU. They were having a scrum on the side boards over there right in front of Eastern's bench, and the referee pulled both of them off. So it'll be 4-on-4 hockey. Minute 57 seconds left in this third period, but I tip my cap to Eastern. They could have folded the tent, and they didn't. They kept battling, and that's impressive, folks. And that comes from the coaching staff instilling that competitive spirit, and that can go a long way for a squad. Zedequist gets the puck. He goes behind his net. Hassled by two Cougars. He pushes the puck up to Joel Lusk, who was converged on. Puck goes back into Eastern's end with Jordan Russell giving chase. He puts on the brakes, get the pass up to Durkis in the neutral zone. Russell gets it, tries to do a spinorama. Got the puck over to Durkis, who took a one-timer. Rebound came out, but Lusk couldn't get the one-timer on it. Here comes WSU. They took a quick shot. Nice job by Russell to block that. Big hit by Eastern. Russell just laid his body out and knocked that shot down. Excellent play by him. Keegan Clark gets the puck. He's in the neutral zone. He's picking up some steam. He's got Joel Lusk on his right. He tried to get it to him, intercepted by the Cougars. Lusk gets it back, gets it out in front to Clark. Clark tried to do a one-timer, knocked down by Ballard. And Lusk has the puck for Eastern. He goes right in front, takes a shot. Cool knocks it off into the corner. Clark gets it. He takes a quick shot. Cool just smothers it up for the faceoff with 33 seconds left in the third period. Again, it's unfortunate. Eastern, 53 shots on net compared to WSU's 34. They have just, again, their offense has been clicking. They just could not get the puck behind Cool for the most part, but a lot of the shot total, give credit to the Eagles for not giving up in this third period. They kept battling, and that's impressive. Big hit by Eastern. I'm trying to make out who did that hit. Excellent job by him. That was Jordan Russell that just buried the Cougar. Russell's been using his body heavily tonight. He's played an outstanding game. He's down there. He's blocking shots, taking the body. He's played a strong game for Eastern tonight. Nickish loses the draw. Here comes Russell. He takes the body again on the near boards. He stops the Cougar. Jelinik's down there helping him. Russell still throwing the body. Now both players are throwing the body, and they both go down. Jelinik is in there again, throwing his weight around. I tell you, the Jelinik, don't count him out, but that's the end of the period. They're just going to let that last couple tenths run off the clock. But I tell you, I was impressed with Eastern. Even though they lost tonight 10-5, I was impressed with them in the third period. There was zero quit in this hockey team. They kept going. It was just unfortunate they were so far down. It was going to be hard to battle back on that. But, man, they played a good third period overall. And it was good to see, like I said earlier in the period, they could have folded the 10 up, and that's what I was watching for. And no, they did not. Actually, they turned up the gas, and they put a lot of pressure on the Cougars. But don't take anything away from WSU. They played two good games, and that's why they got both victories last night and tonight. But, again, the schedule for Eastern after the break, they have a few weeks off. They go down to San Diego to play UCSD on January 9th and 10th. Then they're back home January 16th against Utah Valley. That's a Thursday game. Then January 18th, they're in Moscow, Idaho to take on the Vandals. And then they're back home on Sunday the 19th. They're playing Western Washington. So they got three important games that are league for them. And that could still help them in the seeding for that Pac-8 tournament. But I tip my cap to Eastern, how they battled in this third period when they could have just said, "Nah, to heck with it." They didn't. And that kudos to the staff the coaching staff on that one to keep them into this game and working hard. But also, you got to congratulate the Cougars. They played strong. They knew how important these two games were for the seedings coming up in that Pac-8 tournament in February, and they showed some urgency on that. But kudos to EWU. Like I said, we will be off for about 3 weeks with the next home game coming in January 16th, 18th, and 19th. Again, the Eagles start up after the break January 9th and 10th in San Diego against UCSD. So I hope everyone has a great holiday. Hopefully you can get out here on the 16th and watch Eastern take on Utah Valley. And that will wrap it up tonight. Again, the final WSU 10, EWU 5. Shots on goal 53 for Eastern, 34 for WSU. It's a good hockey game, even though the score may not indicate it. Saw a lot of character out of the Eagles in that third period, being down so far. A lot of fight in them, which is going to bode well for them after the break. But anyway, my name is Gary Allen. Next time we're at home, Tyler Pisani should be joining me. He's the play-by-play guy for EWU. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the evening and have a great holiday. Go Eags!